Hello, crystal lovers and those that are crystal curious. Ready to infuse your tarot practice with the magic of crystals? I'm elowynlefay, and today we're entering a radiant realm where crystals and divination unite. I'll be sharing my collection of crystal-themed tarot and oracle decks that have brought so much sparkle to my readings. And if you're passionate about crystals, spirituality, magic, wellness, or divination, and want to be a part of a lovely community of kind-hearted enthusiasts, click like and subscribe. In the description below, you'll find links to these decks. Some of them are affiliate links. Using these links helps support this channel so we can explore new decks together. Thank you for your support. I'd love to help you gain insights, find clarity, and empower yourself to make choices aligned with your highest goals and aspirations. Visit my website at elowynlefay.com to book a tarot reading with me or purchase your birth chart. The link is in the description below. I will also pin a comment with the website in this video. Now, let the crystal journey begin. Starting off in no particular order, we have a Daily Crystal Inspiration, a 52-card oracle deck for finding health, wealth, and balance. And the creator of this deck is also the co-founder of Energy Muse. You may be familiar with that. Energy Muse is a website that does provide crystal information as well as sells some crystals too. And the creator also authored Crystal Muse, which is a beautiful book with information on crystals, as well as Crystal 365. I have not read that book yet, but it was probably great. I enjoyed the other one. And let's take a look here. So we've got a hard box, finger cutouts, glossy box, and here is the guidebook. We'll just do this quickly since this is not a full flip through. This is by Hay House, by the way. So you're going to get an introduction, and you're also going to get how to work with your daily crystal inspiration cards, how to do a crystal reading, and it's going to talk about different kinds of readings. And you are going to get a crystal's message, core questions, and a crystal action. And the crystal action is an affirmation. For example, we have agate, then get back into balance, then we have a message, then we have core questions for when this card comes up, and then the crystal action, which is the affirmation. So in this one, balance is my natural state of being. Today, stop and take 3 deep breaths. Anytime you feel out of balance, giving yourself the time to remember what's important. So there's a little bit about the guidebook. Now, here are the backs of the cards. These are glossy cards, and it has these beautiful photos of stones on the back. And here is the front. So something I really love about these is that they are very simple. You have a photo of an actual crystal, and then white space, the name of the crystal, and then a statement here. And I love that because this pairs very well with other decks because it's very simple. So it can go with a lot of different things and layer your readings. Let's show you some more here. Rose quartz, open up your heart. Rhodonite, find a way to forgive. Aquamarine, go with the flow. And I have an aquamarine bracelet on here. Let's see. So just really beautiful photos and nice and simple to mix, you know, maybe with a tarot deck or maybe with another oracle deck. And oh, here's another one I'm wearing, Angelite. Support is all around you. Here's my Angelite bracelet. So it also has a nice selection of stones that, as you can see, I actually use in my practice. So citrine, here I have some citrine over here. So it's really cool to have these stones and read about them. And if you don't have these stones, to kind of get some of that energy from here and channel it in a way, look into it and pick up the energy of this stone. So bring in the light, and then reading about that in the guidebook. Really beautiful way to get to learn some stones. Mooring quartz. So yeah, here is a taste of these cards. That back. So next up we have Astral Realms Crystal Oracle, and this is a deck by Rockpool Publishing. We have a nice soft matte cover with some spot gloss and foiling here, as you can see, finger cutouts, and then this is cool when you open it up. Here's kind of what the sides look like. And here's the back. This is a 33 card deck and 128 page booklet. So less cards than usual, but I made an exception because these are beautiful cards, and I like the information that's included on the cards because it's things that I work with in my practice, and it's kind of hard to find that combination. So here's the back of the cards, and it's almost has like a pearl finish. I don't know if you've seen business cards like that, but a beautiful finish. You know, it's a slight sheen, but it feels pearlescent on these backs. So, this actually kind of looks like a little bit like what I have over here. I'm not sure if it shows up very well because these are pale cards and hard to pick up probably on camera, but hopefully you can see that. And then we have this rose gold edging, which is very cool and beautiful. Okay, so on these cards here, here's an example. We have aquamarine, so we have the stone, and then the keyword intuition. And this is a water element, so it does show you the water element. And then we have the number, right? So then here we have the stone, the element, the keyword. And then you can see the stone in there, and you can see the element. Okay, once again. And then on some of these, here we have, for example, sunstone, deep knowing, and we have the chakra. So they're not all the elements. Some are a planet or the chakra. So they go with the stone. So very cool. And always a picture of the stone on there, like this, gorgeous. So we have emerald here, cognizance. And then we have Mercury, the planet Mercury, and we have Mercury in the photo. Nice little eye here, probably about a third eye, maybe meaning claircognizance. We'd have to read the write-up. And here we have pink amethyst. You don't see people write about that very much. I have a pink amethyst actually over here. I don't come across it very often. But yeah, so pink amethyst, divine love, soul star chakra. So this gives you an idea. Now I will show you the guidebook so you know what to expect. And obviously this can pair very well with decks with this kind of color scheme. It's easy to pair, which I enjoy. Larimar, oh, I love Larimar. Love all these stones. Okay, so let's show you the guidebook just briefly. Okay, here is the beautiful guidebook. And pretty colors in here. And here we have an introduction, okay? But then it talks about the chakra system, which is really nice. Gives you a breakdown in here. Tells you placement, color, element, meaning, additional crystals to use. Use mantras that begin with. talks about how to use the cards, gives you some card spreads here, and then gets into the cards. And that's where, see, we have a number, we have the keyword, we have the stone, we have the chakra in this case. Sometimes it will be a planet, sometimes it will be an element. And then we have a statement here and the write-up. And then activation guidance, and then an affirmation at the end. So very beautiful. So that's the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. And now we have Fairy Gems, a Crystal Oracle. And this comes in a beautiful box. If it picks up, you can see this kind of rainbow foiling here, and then a pinky lavender foiling in the title. It's also over here on the sides with the crystal. This is a magnetic flip box. There's the back. And this has 40 cards in the deck and a big chunky guidebook that is 204 pages. So it comes with this organza pouch. You can use it for your cards or for crystals or something else, gift giving maybe. And here is the cool inside, opens to the book, has a ribbon pull out. So let's pull our guidebook out like that. Opens up to these beautiful cards. Let me show you the inside. Here's the inside of the box. Beautiful details here. And here's the cards. These are glossy, and they have silver gilding on them. Okay, let's take a look at the artwork. Black tourmaline, I love that stone. Pearl, oh, I have a pearl on my ring here. Celestite, celestite, I have that over here. I love working with celestite. Carnelian, obsidian, citrine. I love working with citrine for lots of things, for joy and happiness, but also for prosperity, you know, for some prosperity magic. If you do that, great to keep near you, great to keep near where you work. Moonstone, agate, fluorite. It's beautiful artwork, really beautiful artwork. Watercolor, rose quartz, love rose quartz. Opal, she's beautiful. Hematite. Okay, so I also want to show you, this may look kind of familiar. This artwork may look familiar to you, and it could be because, let's move these over. Linda, who is the artist of this deck, also created another deck. I've got a piece of selenite keeping my cards kind of cleansed. I love to keep selenite with my decks, or even resting in between readings. Like, I have this big chunky piece of selenite that, you know, when I get a deck at the beginning, I'll fully cleanse it, but sometimes between readings for myself, I love to just kind of plop it on top of a piece of selenite, and maybe even double up and throw a piece of selenite on top, just to kind of give them a cleansing without any smoke or anything like that, or, you know, just an easy way to do it. But anyway, so let's show you here. I will put a link to what this tarot deck is in the description, because I can't recall. I think it's like Mythical Fairy Tarot or something to that effect. But so this is Linda's tarot deck, and I thought, well, this would probably work quite well together because we have the tarot deck and we have the oracle deck. So this is really fun. Shows you kind of how these might work together for some fairy energy. Pranay. Oh, here's, you don't see a lot of it, but here's some pranay. This is mixed with, I can't remember what it's mixed with, but there's pranay in there. Not off the top of my head anyway. So that gives you an idea of how these decks would look together. Same artist. Okay, so now I want to show you some of this guidebook so you can get an idea of how it would read if you read from the guidebook. So, big chunky guidebook, nice matte cover. This, if I didn't mention it, is by US Games. So here's what you can see in the guidebook. This is nice thick paper. That's good paper in here. Color and intros talking a little bit about fairies and gems here, and then how this deck was created, how to use this oracle, a few notes about working with stones, and then it's going to get into the card meanings. So full color picture over here, number, stone name, keywords, and then a write-up about the card with a message. And part of the message has to do with the author's meditations, things that come to them when working with this gemstone or gem fairy, if you want to say. So that's really unusual and different and fun. So this has a unique place in readings, depending on what kind of energy you are looking into or wanting to tap into at that moment. So that's a look at the Fairy Gems Crystal Oracle. I hope you're enjoying this look at my crystal decks collection. Do you have a favorite crystal or deck that you work with? And would you be interested in seeing my crystal books collection? I'd love to know if you want to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content. And now for something a little different. We have the Crystal Unicorn Tarot with a nice soft matte box, 2-piece finger cutout. Here's the back. This is Crystal Unicorn Tarot, copyright 2017, Pamela Chen. Okay, little guidebook in here. So I want to note this, I'm not sure if this deck is out of print or not. I went to look because I like to include links in the description, and everything I saw looked like they were counterfeits to me, because frankly the price was too low. This was an indie deck, it's printed on great cardstock, and I wasn't seeing the pricing that looked correct. So if you don't have a little guidebook like this, or you see something that offers a QR code, that's going to be a fake. So you're probably not going to get the same quality. I got this directly from Pamela Chen's Etsy shop a while back. She had it in her shop. I did look it up and it showed Pamela Chen still having a shop, but closed. So I'm not sure what's going on, but want to share this with you regardless. Here's that little guidebook. It is small, but does let you know that, you know, this is the real deal. This is the real deck. Okay, so let's show you some of these cute cards. So a palette of pastels for sure. You have the unicorns and some crystals over here, stars and flowers. These are a soft, matte, nice cardstock. And no gilding or edging. So, even the Nine of Swords is cute in this. There we go. Justice. The Chariot. And usually there's some crystals in here. Let's see, here we go. Like, there's little crystals in on their sides, kind of like, oh gosh, how could I forget? My Little Pony. Kind of reminds me of My Little Pony. If you're old enough to remember those. I think they have some new versions of it, but yeah. So really cute. Even the devil, it's still cute. There's a crystal here, crystal there. The lovers, nice big crystal there. So, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't tried this, but let me see. This might pair very well with the Astral Realms because we have this soft palette of pastels. Let's try it. Hey, we're here, we've got all the cards. Let's just see for a moment. Yes, that's kind of fun. So you could have the tarot deck and the oracle deck with, let's see. Yeah, that could work. Okay, well, I won't distract us here. Let's go back to looking at these cards. So, yeah, very sweet, fun, playful cards. Definitely, if you don't want a scary deck or something that scares you, this might be a good pick. I love these colors. Oops, we got one upside down. Wheel of Fortune. Two of Cups. Okay, so you get the idea. Very sweet deck. Lovely. And Pamela Chen has worked on a lot of other decks since this deck. So I wonder if this is one of her first. I'm thinking it might be, but I don't know. I may have to look that up. Next we have Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Alana Fairchild has written a lot of other oracle decks. For example, she's the best-selling author of the Kuan Yin Oracle. So if you're familiar with her work and enjoy it, and like crystals, this may be the perfect combination for you. Or maybe you like mandalas. This is a Blue Angel deck. Hard box, finger cutouts. Here is the back. There are 54 cards in this deck. So let me show you. Here are the backs of the cards. You can see some labradorite in there in a mandala shape. The cardstock is glossy. These are larger than tarot size since they are oracle. And here we go. Here's a look at the art. You can see crystals in a mandala form. So these cards are given categories. This, for example, is the Crystal Goddesses 888 category, and they are color-coded by the category. So, for example, this is card 49. Goddess Maya, and the crystal is Ruby Aura Quartz, Searing Presence. And then we move into Crystal Angels, 444. Those have pink borders. So as you can see, we have an angel or a goddess or an ascended master, or I think there's archangels in here too. and then a stone or a crystal, and a statement here. Now this guidebook is really extensive, so that's really the meat of this deck to me. So I will show you that. Oh, and here is that what's on the back? Yes, very beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the guidebook. Oh, that's funny. Aqua or quartz, that's over here. Okay, so here is the big chunky guidebook. Alana often does have larger guidebooks, at least from my experience. And here we go. So the Crystal Angels 444 suit, those are those categories I was talking about. Crystal Masters 333 suit, and the Crystal Goddesses 888 suit. We have an introduction. It's going to tell you a little bit about what is a crystal angel. Crystal angels of earth and crystal angels of heaven, who are the ascended masters. Who are the goddesses in this deck? What do the numbers mean? Okay. And understanding the deck, how to work with this deck, and then some spreads. And then we get into the card write-ups. So, for example here, Archangel Metatron and Clear Quartz. Then we have the keyword power. And then it's going to have a message here and a longer message. And then healing process, which are usually pretty extensive and of course different for each one. So this, this deck is more for, I would say, deeper readings. To me, it's not like a daily card pull kind of thing. Maybe a weekly card pull. Well, it depends on the kind of day you're having, I would say. But when you're looking for maybe a deeper, larger reading that's not just kind of surface level, not kind of just mundane, simple things, then this would be a good deck. A spiritual deck, a healing deck, a deeper message kind of deck. I definitely would say that about this one. So, whereas you could definitely pull, let's get this other deck. This daily crystal, as it says daily, is probably much easier, faster, and easier to incorporate into your daily card readings than the Crystal Mandala Oracle. This is definitely, that's going to be a deeper read, as said. So that's a look at the Crystal Mandala Oracle. Next we have an indie deck, which is Grimoire Oracle. This is volume 2. There are 2 other volumes that cover different subjects, such as animals and insects. This one is focused on gemstone and crystal magic. Dive into the magical pages of a witch's grimoire. And that's what's unique about this deck, which I really enjoy, is this is more of the properties in a grimoire, say, that you might use in magic, or magic in your daily life as associated with stones. So let's take a look. We have a magnetic closure box, and there are 48 cards in this deck, and it contains elemental connections, astrological associations, and planetary correspondences. There's 1 invocation spell card, 3 spread cards, and 52 cards total. This is an oracle deck collection designed by and for witches to better access and utilize the knowledge and mystical powers of magic and witchcraft. So when you open it up, you can see the symbols over here. We have planetary and elemental symbols. Let's see, a ribbon to open up the deck. Here is the inside of the box. Here's the back. And here's the backs of the cards. These are a little bit different than other oracles because it's more like a standard size tarot deck. That might be handy if you have a smaller table to work with or smaller hands. It makes it very easy. And these sides of these are gold gilded. And let's look at the backs. Very simple artwork, so easy to combine with other decks. You know, obviously it'd look really good with earthy colors and an earthy kind of deck, but you can certainly play around with it. So here's an example. So as you can see here, we have the symbols and associations on it. So blue lace agate, throat chakra, I'm not sure how to say that, sorry. And this is an air element. It's associated with the planet Mercury, the signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And signs over here. And then we have the statement, or how it might be used. Invoke and utilize air magic, thoughts, knowledge, logic. So I really like this grimoire aspect for my practice. That works quite well. I work with astrology, I work with crystals and various things. And I like to collect these kind of associations. If you do any spell work, this is quite handy. Maybe not even using these in a divinatory sense, but more in a sense of looking for what you might want to use for your means, whatever you're trying to accomplish. You could look it up and have it help you. Blue kyanite, throat chakra, water element, Mercury, Cancer, Libra, inner truths and expression, awareness, honesty, acknowledgement. Here's a piece of kyanite. So pretty accurate picture because it does kind of have the striations like that in there. Oops, got a little piece. It does kind of flake sometimes. It's not polished, just natural orange calcite. Okay, so I want to show you a little bit about this guidebook. Okay, so here's the guidebook. It is small but mighty, packed with some information. Okay. How to use the deck. Enhance the magic. It's utilized for spell work, daily affirmation, elemental and chakra connections, planetary zodiac aspects, guidance and wisdom. Deck care and connection, invocation spell card. Oh, let me show you that. I forgot to show you those cards actually real quick. So we have spreads here. So a crystal affirmation spread, a way to set yourself up for insight and contuned guidance. I think that means something else. Continued guidance? I'm not sure. Lunar crystals, find what gems to use and what work needs to be done for the month ahead. And then we have the deck invocation. I think that's all of them there. Oh, one more here. Crystal healing, cultivating abundance and prosperity in various areas of your life. Now back to the book. So it's going to give you an image for reference, the name and title, the keywords, the elemental connections, astrological associations, planetary correspondences, guidance and connection, and a magical affirmation. So we can see that here. Stone, chakra, associations, affirmation here. I fearlessly pursue adventure on my way to personal fulfillment. Allow courage to guide you. Fearless, adventurous, valor. And then we have write up and guidance here. Then I want to show you something else that's very cool, especially for such a small package. If you go to the back, we have references. So say you want to work with Venus, and you want to know what stones are associated with Venus. You could go to the back, look at the planetary references, and look under Venus, and boom, you have the stones associated. Very cool. Same with zodiac. Maybe your sign is in here and you're curious what stones are associated with your sign or somebody else's sign. So you could do that. Maybe you're working with a full moon in a certain sign and you would like to incorporate those crystals in your ritual or in what you're charging. Then we have elemental. So you maybe want to represent a certain element by using crystals. Go to the back of here and you could find them. Chakras. So I think that's really cool in such a small package and very different than any other crystal deck that I have. And now we have the Crystal Spirits Oracle. This is by Colette Baron Reed, and there are 58 cards in this deck. This is by Hay House, and we have a hard box with a soft color and some kind of pearlescent foiling. And that also continues on the side of the deck. Here's the back. It's a magnetic closure, opens up all the way like this with a saying on the inside and a ribbon to pull your cards and guidebook out. Here's what it looks like with the cards. And here is the inside. Here's the backs of the cards. It's a matte, semi-matte. There's a little bit of sheen to it, but not much. So I definitely would not call it glossy. And then we have the crystal, and we have the name of the crystal and the number. And as you can see here, it's a crystal spirit. There's a face in it to kind of exemplify that concept of being a crystal spirit. Some it's a little bit harder to spot. Aqua Aura Quartz sitting over there. That seems to be popping up today. Petrified wood. So lots of cool crystals to discover. And you know, some crystals that I don't have or you may not have, and so it's fun to have a card with it and kind of get a feel for that energy, at least as this author and artist expresses it. And you know, maybe come across stones you haven't worked with or don't know about, and then maybe you want to discover after working with this deck. Okay, so, oh, malachite, very subtle profile face in there. So the guidebook is nice and chunky and long, and that's by Colette, who has written a lot of guidebooks and is a great writer, Celestite. It's also seems to be coming up today. So I will give you a taste of that guidebook. That's definitely an attraction to this deck. So very different than the other decks when you look at this artwork, for sure. Another stone that I do not have that's kind of fun to check out in here and read about. Okay, so here's that big chunky guidebook, and in it we are going to get a welcome, gifts from Gaia. It's going to talk about how to work with this oracle deck, examples of a reading. So this is going to show you an example of someone who's asked a question, the kind of card that popped out, and how they might interpret it. So really helping you to understand how to work with this deck. Then you're going to get some spreads. Okay, it's going to talk about reversed upside down cards, so that if it shows up, so they refer to it as protection cards. And let me show you some of the write-up. So here we go. We have small black and white photo of the card, the number, the crystal name, the essential meaning with keywords. Then we have the main message. Then we have the relationship message, a prosperity message, and then a crystal spirit meditation. And it continues like that. So lots of information on the cards in here. Very cool. And then at the back about the author and the artist. So that is the Crystal Spirits Oracle. And next we have the Crystal Visions Tarot. And this comes in a little tuck box, so that's why it's in a bag here. I usually put those in a bag because I don't do so well with tuck boxes. It also came with, I believe, a little white book, but I don't keep that around. That's somewhere else as well. So here are the beautiful backs of the cards. You can see these beautiful colors. Okay, and these are a standard tarot size, as you can tell here. This is by US Games and is a pretty easy reader. So if you know Rider-Waite-Smith, this will work for you, or if you have a book for reference, you know, you can be a beginner and work with these. So this beautiful star card, Seven of Pentacles, just gorgeous colors. I love this palette. Love this palette. Very romantic deck. Then I show the Ten of Swords. But you know, look at the Ace of Cups. You have to have all kinds of emotions in a tarot deck, of course. So, oh, and then this beautiful Nine of Cups. Really beautiful. For an Eight of Wands, we have these unicorns. Very original. Okay, and there are crystals in here. I'm kind of not on the cards that have them, so let's get to some. Here we go. So Four of Pentacles. We have the crystals and stones here. Very fantasy kind of deck. And I believe this was named after the song Crystal Visions. That's where it came from, as I come across a musical instrument. And then crystals down in this card. It's really beautiful scenes. Really beautiful scenes, easy to read with, easy to shuffle. These cards are easy to shuffle as well. And I think it would be fun to layer this with an oracle deck that has crystal themes. So for my collection, I could see, let's see, I could see maybe actually doing it with, let's try this, if there's enough room on the table. Might be a little tight because I've got some crystals over here. Okay, So there's kind of some bold colors in this, so maybe, yeah, like this. So this is that Crystal Spirits Oracle. I can imagine, you know, pairing these up. I think that works. Very beautifully. This gorgeous King of Pentacles, Apache Tears. Yeah, those colors work for me. So that's the Crystal Visions Tarot. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Crystal Medicine Oracle. This is a rock pool deck, and let's show you here. Here is the box. It's a glossy box. There's only 33 cards in this deck, but they're pretty powerful cards. So that's why I thought I would get to these last. And I've put this in crooked, it should be like that. So box opens like this, okay? And as you can see here, a little bit different, we have circular cards. So, you know, I have to shuffle these a little bit different than normal. It does work. So anyway, here's the beautiful celestial backs. Celestial and crystal. And here's an idea of the artwork. So in this one, Mother Mary, unconditional love, diamond, and then the number. Soul awakening, medicine pouch, amethyst celestial, 28. And these are glossy, as you can see. Beautiful artwork. Inner world, going within, Boji stones. And if I didn't mention it, these are considered shamanism cards. That's what they put on the box anyway. So different than my other decks for sure. Truth and integrity, summer, turquoise, 32. So let me show you the guidebook, and then I'm going to pull a card for us from these. Actually, I'll pull a card for us, and that's how we'll look at the guidebook. Oh, there we go. So we have Inner Wisdom, Mother Gaia, and I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and the number 17. So let me show you the guidebook. Full color picture and preface. How to use the cards. There are 5 aspects to each card. The oracle, the main essence of the card, the medicine for this, the crystal, and a ceremony, and then the artwork. Caring for your deck, how to facilitate a reading, connecting with your intuition, reading for someone else, card layouts, so you've got some card spreads here, shamanic medicine layouts, medicine retrieval, and then shamanic journey through the year. And then here's an example of the write-up. So here we have the card we pulled, a full color picture on the side, and number, name, Mother Gaia. We have here's the inner wisdom message at the front. Then we have the medicine, okay. Then we have the crystal. It's going to tell you a little bit about the crystal and the ceremony. So let's read the ceremony. find a quiet moment in the day to go sit on the land somewhere. Close your eyes and relax into your breath. Feel Mother Gaia under your body. Feel into her presence. Visualize a cord extending down into the earth from the bottoms of your feet. Send the cord all the way down into the heart of the earth and wrap it around the center. Mother Earth will feel your presence and send you her powerful, healing love. Draw this love up into your feet and into your heart on the in-breath. On the out-breath, send this love through your body. Do this for about 10 minutes. Allow this love to awaken the wisdom that lies within you. So, really beautiful write-ups with medicine and ceremony. Just a great deck, and very different from all the others I have, of course. I read a little bit of a ceremony there, and just to let you know, on the channel I do plan on doing some guided meditations and possibly some rituals, leading some rituals, that kind of thing as well, if you're interested in that. So that was the Crystal Medicine Oracle. And by the way, Rachel Sharman also has out, I believe, 2 other crystal oracle decks. They're quite different from this one, so you may be interested in those as well, or instead of. Thank you so much for joining me on this crystal-filled journey today. I'd love to hear which deck was your favorite, if you'd like to leave a comment below. And to continue your journey with me, check out the video linked on your screen right now. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, click like and subscribe to join this gem of a community. Wishing you a journey filled with the radiant magic of gemstones. Thanks for watching.